We are going to get started. For those of you unfamiliar with me, my name is Rob Valencius. I'm the National Agent Trainer here at Pinnacle Financial Services. We got a lot of great content to go over with you today. I have Dimitri Simos with me. He is the Assistant Vice President over at GTL. He's going to be talking about hospital indemnity, cancer, final expense, med sup, short-term care, a really great suite of products that Guaranteed Trust Life has available that certainly we can help you here at Pinnacle with as well. So I always love to start these webinars by talking a little bit about communication. Now, before I go into really any content, let's talk a little bit about Pinnacle. So Pinnacle, we've been around since about 2000, 2001. We started out in the long-term care space, and eventually, for those of you who are new, maybe you have not heard about us, eventually we got into the Medicare world, and we kind of never turned back. And it was probably around 2005, 2006 when Advantage really first started to come into play. So, we're going to have a lot of great content and talk to you about a lot of great ancillary products and add-ons. And look, at the end of the day, we want you to be able to retain your current business. And by doing that, having more policies, and this is statistically speaking, having more policies in the same house, you're typically less likely to lose that person as a client. And that's mainly because we want you to be the center of influence. We want you to be what we like to call here a legacy planner. Not just necessarily a one-stop shop for either Medicare or life, but short-term care, cancer. You want to try to cover as much of those gaps as possible, and a lot of stuff that Dimitri is going to go over today will help you do that. So this is our website. It's pfsinsurance.com. I highly recommend you take a look if you're unfamiliar with us. Follow us on our social medias. We have everything from YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn. We post a lot of great content, a lot of stuff, as relevant as possible throughout our industry, from senior products to even ancillary stuff like dental, which we know are hot button topics. But I always like to talk a little bit about our team here. So this is our home office here. We're located right outside of Philadelphia in the suburbs, and we are we're a family-owned business. We're a friendly business. I mean, half of the people here were either related, or we were friends, or somehow we had a connection to each other. So we are very personal. We don't like to hide behind just a sales email or a generic email address or a contact us type of page on our website. We have pictures of every person in this office that works here, along with their titles, their social medias, their emails, their extensions. You can get anybody here in this office. And we feel that that's important because from a communication standpoint, I know a lot of our competitors like to hide and kind of throw you for a loop. And we want you to see who you're doing business with, especially with obviously COVID and the state's still kind of not budging and not necessarily opening up fully. I know Philadelphia here, it's been a little rough. I know Jersey just started to open up some different areas. So things are getting better, but it's still rough. And we want you to see who you're doing business with. I mean, typically we travel all across the country, and unfortunately we have not been able to do that this year. So, obviously we know it's been a little challenging, but we still want you to see us and be able to contact us at any time. I know, we have our cell phones connected to our home office here, and we get calls even after, we close. So we're always available, always checking our emails to help you. Now, our sales teams are kind of built a little bit differently than probably what you're used to. We have 2 teams of 3, and actually recently Jeff Paolo in our office got promoted to vice president. So he actually pretty much runs the health sales team here. But we do them in teams, and it's split up by different states because look, we know, people are out sick, they go on vacation, when we're able to travel, and we still want somebody within that territory that knows the products. And even if you have a key contact here, you still have someone else in the office that you can talk to that knows what they're talking about. So if you're unfamiliar, with what state and what your health sales team looks like, you can jump on here and take a look at that. Also, Nick Palo was recently promoted in our office to Assistant VP of the Health World. Now, our life annuity long-term care sales team, they're built by product line here. So you have Mark and Warren, they handle the life and final expense products. And then you have Will and Josh, they handle a little bit more the complex life annuity and long-term care sales. Now, Josh was also recently promoted. You know, we keep growing and growing, and obviously we want to make sure we promote from within. So Josh was promoted. He actually is the AVP of all of our life and annuity team now as well. So, great job to those guys. And look, I'm sure for those of you that are on the call, I think I've seen a couple names here that's been with us for 15, 20 years. We just keep growing and we keep adding, and we're excited about the future. And I think, a lot of stuff that Dimitri is going to be going over today is really exciting stuff. They're a great company. I've known Dimitri for many years. It's actually my whole career so far here at Pinnacle. So I am actually going to turn this over to Dimitri now, and he's going to go over some really great stuff. So you ready over there, Dimitri?
I sure am. I appreciate you.
All right, man.
Appreciate you doing the setup.
Anything for you, man.
Let's see here. Let me make sure I got the right thing here. There we go. You guys should be seeing my slides right now if I'm correct on this.
Yeah, you're good on my end.
All right, great. Awesome. All right, well, good morning or good afternoon, depending on if you're the East Coast or if you're in the central or western part of the U.S. here. And my name is Dimitri Simos, and I'm the AVP of Sales here at GTL. A little bit about me: I've been here at GTL since 2004, and I've been in the insurance industry though for 25 years. I started back in 1995. Selling life insurance, so started off with the whole life conversations and all that, and then kind of over the first 4 or 5 years of my insurance career, I ended up coming over to the home office side of the world, working for another insurance company prior to GTL, and then coming over to GTL obviously in 2004, and that's when I had the distinct pleasure of meeting Pinnacle Financial, and been a long time relationship with Pinnacle and everybody there, and great group of folks to work with. So I think you guys are definitely in good hands, and and working with Pinnacle for sure. If my contact information is on the screen, so if you guys ever have any questions regarding, maybe some ideas or thoughts that you want to run past and see if other people have tried it and things have happened, if it's worked out or not, I'm more than happy to talk to you about that kind of stuff. It's definitely something that we do. But let me tell you a little bit about GTL, because I think that's an important thing for you to know about is Guarantee Trust Life. Guarantee Trust Life Insurance Company is the full technical name of our company, but everyone knows us as GTL. We're a family-run business founded in 1936 in downtown Chicago, and we moved out to Glenview, Illinois in the mid-'80s. And that's where our home office has been since the mid-'80s to the present. That is an actual picture of our home office. It's the only home office that we have. So what does that mean? That means that we do everything out of this building. We have about 300 employees, from customer service, claims, underwriting, commissions, marketing, supplies, anything and everything you can imagine an insurance company needs to do, we do it out of this building. So we'll probably consider more of a mid-sized company. One of the things that I think that we do a great job at is providing customer service on both fronts, meaning to you, the agent, but also to the insureds that you write with GTL. I think we've got a great mix of tenure here at the company, from folks that have been around for a long time, 30 plus years, to newer folks. So it's a nice blend to be able to have some, to have some great interactions with yourselves, but also with with the insureds, which is important because we all know insurance could be confusing at times. So we are licensed in 49 states. So the only state that you'll never see GTL do any business in will be the state of New York. And we have an AM Best rating of an A-. Okay. So the products that we're going to go over today are going to be our hospital indemnity product. We're going to glance over that we have a Medicare Supplement. We have a couple of short-term care products, which are great products to talk about for your clients. We have a new graded benefit whole life plan called Heritage Plan. We have a couple different types of cancer plans that we'll talk about. And then we also do have a product called Critical Cash, just so that you're aware of it. We do have a product that's kind of a critical illness for the senior market there. These products here, as you can probably tell, with the exception of MedSup, a lot of times they're not going to be mainline products where someone's going to call you and say, hey, I'm looking for XYZ type of coverage. Okay. And the reason why I bring this up is because I think it's important, that us as agents are the ones that are going to be bringing up these products to your clients, because quite frankly, when was the last time you had a client call you and say, hey, Dimitri, I want to get a short-term care product. Well, the problem is they don't know that there's short-term care policies out there, and that's, and so forth. So, so they're not going to make those calls. But when they do make those calls, why? Because something happened, something occurred that they, that they actually have to pay money out of their pocket now. And when something's already occurred, it's too late. So it's really important, and I'm going to highly encourage you, today's not going to be everything you need to know about these products. It's going to be high-level overview, but it's going to be something for sure that, hopefully I can give you a morsel or a tidbit here to be able to have these conversation, to start the conversation with every one of your clients, so that this way they're going to be well informed of what's available in the marketplace, so that they can have protection against out-of-pocket exposures that health plans in general leave. So it's that is a reality for sure. I mentioned I'm going to gloss over Medicare Supplement, so I'm glossing over. These are the states where we have Medicare Supplement today. If you happen to find us to be competitive in any of these states, feel free to write us. I'd be more than happy to, have that protection for your clients for sure. Now let's actually talk about our Heritage Plan. Our Heritage Plan, it's a new product that came out in April of 2020. So in the midst of the pandemic, we thought it might be a novel idea to come out with a new final expense product that's a graded benefit product. Okay. Issue ages are from ages 40 to 90. Benefits you can get from 2,500 to 25,000. The rates are male-female rates. They are issue age rates, so that means that if they're 65 years old and the cost was $35 a month for X amount of benefit, then the cost should stay the same for many, many, many years to come. And then I've also typically put on there that there's an auto premium loan. Yes, what does that mean? That means it's on the application. It's going to ask if the client's going to want auto premium loan as part of their policy. I always tell people, make that automatic yes. You know what? You never know, at some point down the road, if someone's going to have a cash flow issue for a month or two, that if the policy has cash value built into it, that they're going to want, they're going to need the policy to pay for itself. That's basically what that auto premium loan is all about. It doesn't change rates or anything like that. It's just one of those things that we just kind of say, hey, do you want this or don't you want this type of scenario. Graded benefit products, when you think about them, where do they fit in the world of final expense? They fit in the world as not your inexpensive, a lot of underwriting questions part of the final expense world. Then you have another part of the world in the final expense that says it's a hybrid model where you can get a level death benefit year one, and then if you answer some question or two yes, then you're going to get a graded option. Doesn't fit in there. This is graded benefits all by itself. So now you got somebody that's got maybe health issues that may go up to about table 8 or so, 9, somewhere in that ballpark. And they're looking for final expense at a reasonable rate. That's where the graded benefit comes into play. Okay, and it's a simple underwriting product. 5 yes/no application questions. They answer no to the health questions, the policy is going to be issued. There isn't any height and weight guidelines to be able to get the policy issued. We'll ask height and weight, but that has nothing to do about the qualifications. That's just more informational. We're not going to do any kind of RX checks or MIBs or PHIs or anything like that. So just know that off the application is what we're going to go with. Okay. Now, one of the things that we have that's unique from a GTL perspective on the Heritage Plan is Social Security date drafting that's available. What does that mean? That means that your client, you can choose with your client that if they get their Social Security deposited on the 3rd Wednesday of a given month, you can set it up to have their drafts draft on the third Wednesday of a given month. So that's basically what that Social Security drafting is all about. And then for all of our products, if you're never sure about how you should be answering a question on our applications, please feel free to contact our underwriters and ask them to help kind of lead you down the right direction, or be able to, or say, no, you can't go down this way. So definitely don't want to guess to how you should answer a question if you're not exactly sure. Definitely reach out to an underwriter. Be more than happy to help you out with those kind of questions. Now, how does this graded benefit work? It's very simple. It's a life insurance benefit. Let's say you choose $10,000, okay, for your client chooses $10,000. If the insured dies in the first year due to an illness, the beneficiary is going to receive premiums paid plus 5% interest, okay? Now, if the insured passes away in the second year, the beneficiaries will receive $5,000 benefit, because the person died of an illness in the second year. In the third year, if they passed because of an illness, they're going to get 100% of the benefit. So the beneficiary is going to get 100% of that $10,000 that they initially chosen, which is why you're able to do, have the probably less restrictive underwriting on graded plans, because it's not going to be immediate full face amount payout in the first couple of years. Now, if somebody were to die due to an accident in the first 3 years, the beneficiary receive the full amount of the face amount. All right. So the only thing I will, in addition, from a high level perspective, I'm going to add to the Heritage Plan here is that it's only available on our e-app. We do not accept paper applications on this product. So this product, if you want to offer this to your clients, at the end of the presentation, I'll show you how easy our e-app is to work, and you'll see how within about 10 minutes you can take an application, get everything done that you need to get done, and get a policy going for your clients right away. So really neat process. I encourage you to use our e-app for all of our products that I'm going to go over today, but for sure for Heritage here, that's the only option that we have. So from a life insurance perspective, we know that's a conversation you can have with every single client, right? Because every single client is going to probably need some life insurance, because there's a couple things we're certain of in life, and one is death, right? So we got to make sure that they're taken care of. So that's why Heritage Plan is an important conversation. Now, another product that you may know us about or from is hospital indemnity coverage. GTL was in the forefront, the first company out there in 2005 to come out with a hospital indemnity plan when Medicare Advantage came out. We've been doing it for the last, coming up on now 16 years of having a hospital indemnity plan out there that we're the market leader with. It's a very flexible product. It's a product that's been consistent for everyone involved for years and years. So it's a great product. You're probably wondering, where is the product available? Our hospital indemnity plan is available in these 44 states that you see that are green. And in Florida, it is available, but it's not called Advantage Plus in Florida. In Florida, it's called Indemnity Plus. It's an association-based product, so that's what makes it different for Florida. But in all the other states, it is called Advantage Plus. As you can see, we don't have it available in California, New York, Vermont, New Hampshire, and DC, Washington, DC, I should say. Now, one of the things that you want to know about ancillary products in general, this will apply to all the products I'm talking about today. It doesn't matter, where you move after the client buys the protection. So let's say Advantage Plus here, I bought it here in Illinois, but then I moved to California. Does that mean I have to get rid of my hospital indemnity plan because I moved to California? Absolutely not. As long as they purchase it and they're keeping the policy in force, they can keep that policy in force in California. And if they get hospitalized, they'll be receiving benefits. So if if California doesn't have a hospital indemnity plan, that people that are residents currently of California that can buy it. So if I can move from Illinois to California, now I have a hospital indemnity plan. That's cool. That's great for me, right? So it's like that with all of our products. So if the plan's not available in a particular state, you're going to be able to use it either way. So it's a great thing to know about the plans. With hospital indemnity insurance, it doesn't matter what MAPD plan your client has. MAPD plans are going to have copays and such, right? And max out-of-pocket exposure. That's what the hospital indemnity plan is designed to do, is take care of the big max out-of-pocket exposure that the clients could be left facing with. Okay. Another nice thing from your perspective is you don't have to get certification to sell these plans. your certification is listening to a webinar when we do, when we talk about the hospital indemnity plan. You're going to be in a great position to know everything you need to know to talk to a client about hospital indemnity. So let's get into what the base plan is here real quick, because the base plan is what really starts off the whole process. You need to have the base plan to be able to start off a sale with a hospital indemnity. So our base plan has 1 day benefit period option, and then it has a 3, 6, 10, and 21 day benefit period options. Okay, our benefit periods will restore when the insured's out of the hospital for 61 days or longer. Okay, so that's a pretty simple definition right there, right? So you're going to probably see some folks, they might have an MSA. They may want to use a 1 day benefit period because they have an MSA. Maybe you have some plans out there that might have a 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 day benefit period. Then you can use either the 3, 6, 10, or 21 day benefit period options to be able to protect the client's copays and such. I'm going to tell you real quickly that I'm a big fan of the 10-day benefit period. And the reason why I'm a big fan of the 10-day benefit period is because I don't know what's going to happen in the MA world down the road. Today, your copay may be 5 or 6 days, yes. Does it mean next year it can't change to 7 or 8? And because, these plans, you have to answer some health questions, and the health questions are, they're simple health questions, but, at some point down the future, your client may not be able to qualify, to be able to get coverage and change things around. Why not get them a 10-day benefit period where you're going to be pretty confident that the copays aren't going to probably get up that high, but it's going to be a good thing for the client at the end of the day, because if I'm going to get them the best that I can now at their current age, they're going to be younger and the cost will be less. So I want to make sure I do a 10-day benefit period. And then as you can see with the benefit amounts that you can be chosen so they can get paid on a daily benefit, it can be up to $750 on the 3, 6, 10, 21 day benefit period. Just because it's a $250 copay today doesn't mean you can't give them a $300 or $320, $350, whatever that number is. Because the copay is $250 doesn't mean you have to match it up with your hospital indemnity plan. You can vary from that, from the numbers. Whatever we don't look at what their copay is when we pay out a benefit to the insured. We look at how many days, how many 24-hour periods were they in the hospital, which constitutes days, right? So if they're in there for 3 days, we're going to give them $300, even if their copays are $200. That's fine. They can have the extra $100 for other things that they're going to want to do. Okay, so it's it's a neat. I think it's a very good product. I'll definitely talk about to all your clients with an MAPD for sure. Part of the base benefits also includes an emergency room benefit, which is $150 if admitted to the hospital within 24 hours due to an accident or injury. And then we also have a mental health benefit of $175 for up to 7 days if confined to a hospital for mental nervous disorder. Okay, I don't know when the last time was I talked about insurance, and an insurance plan did not have riders. The Advantage Plus has riders, guys. I know you're shocked. But the riders are what truly helps with the move too. To me, it's like when we're talking about MAPD clients, it's about maximum out-of-pocket exposure. And the things that I would add on to your clients' coverage from a hospital indemnity perspective would be an ambulance rider, because we know that there's a copay for ambulance. And if someone gets scared, what are they going to do? They're going to call an ambulance to get to the hospital, right? So they're going to have to pay a copay. Again, pennies for dollars, okay? We're going to talk about pennies for dollars. That's the whole purpose of insurance. Take pennies to get access to a significant amount of dollars. So if I can get somebody a $200, $250, $300, benefit for ambulance, absolutely all day long, I would take care of that for them. The ambulance rider is 4 trips per year, 12 lifetime trips. It also includes, in most states, an air ambulance benefit, which if they chose $200 and took an air ambulance, they're going to get $200 for the air ambulance trip. It's 1 benefit per day, though. Keep that in mind when you talk about ambulance. Short-term duration rider. This is a unique rider from GTL because we noticed that over the years of paying claims, that we had a lot of people out there that would file claims that they were hospitalized for 21 or 22 hours. And unfortunately, we weren't able to pay those claims. So we came up with a rider that said, hey, look, you know what, you add this rider to a 10 or 21 day benefit period. And the reason why I say you add it to a 10, 21 day benefit period is because it's already going to be part of the quotes when you're using our system for the 1, 3, and 6 day. The client's going to be able to get a benefit if they're hospitalized for the initial 12 to 24 hours, which is great. So now you got clients that are getting benefits, even if they weren't hospitalized for a full 24-hour period, they'll still be able to receive benefits, which is phenomenal. Again, the short-term duration does reset too if the insured's out of the hospital for 61 days or longer. Another great rider that you definitely want to talk about with your clients is a lump sum cancer rider. The reason why I like talking about it is because radiation chemotherapy copay, it's up to 20%, right? It's applied to max out of pocket. I think we all probably know somebody that's been diagnosed with cancer or been dealing with cancer, and we kind of hear the stories about how expensive it is, to deal with cancer. And unfortunately, if somebody gets diagnosed with cancer, and it's not going to be, because of, again, it's not going to be about, the hospitalization part of it as much. It's going to be because, the drugs, radiation chemotherapy, 20% copay up to the max amount of pocket for radiation chemotherapy drugs. I promise you guys, radiation chemotherapy drugs do not cost $5,000 or $10,000. They're more like $60,000 to $100,000 easily. And you take 20% of any of those numbers, that's going to hit the MOOP. And what's the MOOP these days? What, $77,550 if I recall correctly. That's a lot of money for somebody to try to take out of an account that they might not have $7,500 in. So let's keep that in mind. Lump sum cancer rider, it's automatically built as part of the benefit of lump sum cancer rider. They have in situ benefit paid out 25% and a skin cancer benefit, which is basal cell squamous cell skin cancer, payable 1 time per year, 3 times over the life of the rider. Or and they could also choose to have a recurrence option if they'd like. So it's a very robust lump sum cancer rider. You get a little bit more. You get a little bit more out of that rider than just a lump sum benefit payout, and that's it. Skilled nursing rider is another thing that makes a lot of sense from a MOOP perspective. If someone goes to a skilled nursing facility, they're gonna probably hit $7,500. We have a couple of ways you can offer protection. We have days 1 through 50 coverage, $100 a day, $150 a day, or $200 a day. Or you can choose to get coverage from days 21 to 100 and at $120 each day. Either way you slice it up, you're going to still, like I like the option 1 for days 1 through 50. I like doing $150 a day because if I multiply that out by 50, I'm going to get $7,500 out of that benefit. So I'm covering my MOOP there. Days 120 to 100, days 21 to 100, $120 a day. I'm going to cover my MOOP there too, right? So again, affordable options. I will tell you option 2, which is days 21 to 100. It's going to be a least costlier option than option 1 because you don't have, the insurer's not getting a benefit for the first 20 days, whereas in option 1, they're getting day 1 benefits. So consider that, consider your 2 options, and it's up to you which ones you want to use. Then we also offer a critical accident rider, which I think is a great rider. If your client has a little room in the budget to be able to add that on there, because it does pay out an accidental death benefit. And also if somebody were to break a hip or a skull fracture or a bone fracture, they can get some additional benefits out of that rider. Then we also have an outpatient surgical rider that's payable 2 times per year. Okay. So what people typically will ask me, Dimitri, what is it that you offer to clients from a hospital indemnity perspective? What do you? I'm going to tell you, I like the good, better, best approach, but I actually like to present best initially. I kind of go backwards. I kind of go, yeah, it doesn't make sense probably sometimes, but I'm of the belief that it's harder to build and add riders to somebody's experience with the product than it is to say, this is what I recommend that all my clients take a look at. Now we'll determine based upon the cost and your budget, what we're going to end up with. So now this is, as you can see here, a 10-day benefit period, short-term duration rider, ambulance rider, lump sum cancer rider, and skilled nursing rider. Okay, I chose option 1 at 150. Okay, so now most clients are going to probably say $81 a month at issue age. At issue age, and the issue age range is 40 to age 85. So they're going to probably sit there and say, yeah, $81 a month consistently for the next 20, 30 years, that'd be tough. I get it, no problem. All right, Mr. and Mrs. Jones, what would you like to remove, the lump sum cancer rider or the skilled nursing rider? So now they're going to tell me, yeah, let's say I get rid of the skilled nursing rider and I'm left with the lump sum cancer. That's going to keep me at a premium of around $60 a month. So now that's going to be a better option, right? So I'm going backwards. Now I'm at better. Now, you're going to have clients, you're going to have a lot more clients that say, okay, the $60 a month premium for sure. And then you're going to have some that say it's still could be a little, still can't swing that, not a problem. And then you can say remove or reduce the lump sum cancer benefit. And then you're going to be left with a good option at $39 a month with 10-day benefits, short duration ambulance rider. Now you're going to have clients, most of your clients are going to probably end up there. So now you got good, better, best, or in my case, best, better, good. And it's a good. I think it's a good way to at least give your clients most of the information, the best information possible to be able to take care of the max amount of pocket exposure they have with their MAPD products. Now, from an underwriting perspective, underwriting is very simple. It's a yes/no application, and they answer yes to any of the health questions, they won't qualify. And in most states, we do have a guarantee issue window between the ages of 64.5 to 65.5. Now, I'm going to tell you, hospital indemnity plans are not about being rigid with MAPDs. There's no requirement that they have to have an MAPD to get a hospital indemnity. Clients that have Medicare Supplement could purchase hospital indemnity plans. When we do a training on hospital indemnity, you can hear me go into my whole rant about that. But just know you can be creative with these products, guys. They're not. Yeah, I talk about them with MAPDs because that's the obvious choice. But it's definitely definitely can be flexible in the way they're used. But from an underwriting perspective, again, guarantee issue from age 64.5 to 65.5. You always have to answer the health questions on the lump sum cancer rider. Those are never guaranteed issue. And in most states, you have a 6-month pre-X. Make sure your clients understand what pre-X means, but it is day one coverage, okay? So for things that the clients haven't been treated for, like let's say, after they buy a policy, the client, was riding their bike and they fall and they hurt themselves and they're hospitalized for a couple of days. That'd be a kind of situation when you're looking at day one coverage, right? So, it's so that's definitely big positives about the hospital indemnity there. We do accept paper apps with the hospital indemnity plan and also e-apps. So we've got a couple different ways to accept applications that way. So again, we'll be doing a presentation, I'm sure, down the road here shortly on all the intricacies in our hospital indemnity plan. The next product I want to touch on a high level here is our cancer plans. We have a couple different types of cancer plans. We have a traditional cancer, heart attack, stroke product. So you can sell it as a standalone cancer plan, standalone heart attack, stroke, or you can sell all three components together by adding a heart attack, stroke as a rider to the cancer. The biggest difference is really between our traditional cancer, heart attack, stroke and our precision care product is that our cancer, heart attack, stroke, if you have clients that are interested in getting recurrence benefits, then you can add a recurrence option with our cancer, heart attack, stroke, okay? That's gonna be the biggest benefit difference that you can between the two products. Now, the precision care, and that's the one I'm gonna cover more when we talk about cancer insurance today. You sell, cancer insurance, we talk about it the same way. It doesn't matter if you're talking traditional cancer, heart attack, stroke, or precision care. The reason why people purchase cancer insurance is because they want to make sure they take care of out-of-pocket exposures, medical or non-direct medical or indirect medical expenses that occur, when someone goes through treatment, the travel and such. Precision care, what it is, it's a lump sum cancer plan with a genomic sequencing benefit part of the base plan. And I'll explain that in a second here. Just want to show you a map of what the products available at today. As you can see, we have a pretty large footprint there. But as I mentioned, the biggest difference between precision care and traditional cancer, heart attack, stroke is that we don't offer a heart attack, stroke option on precision care. This is just a lump sum only product, up to $75,000. Okay, issue ages are from ages 18 to 90. Now, what somebody gets with precision care is, let's say, a $10,000 benefit is chosen for a lump sum cancer amount. The person gets diagnosed with cancer. Now they're gonna submit a claim in the GTL, and now we're gonna send that information, if it's a payable claim, to TGen, tgen.org, tgen.org. Look them up. Phenomenal organization. They're the best in the country in terms of when it comes to genomic sequencing. They sequence over 19,000 genes, where everyone else is doing 300 to 400. They're they're the groundbreakers when it comes to doing when it comes to doing the genomic sequencing test. These guys are the best in the country. They're connected to every research hospital out there. They're all very well versed with each other. And what the benefit is of genomic sequencing is that when someone's diagnosed with cancer, they're going to actually sequence the tumor that they're going to get. The part of the biopsy that'll get sent to TGen from the oncologist. Nothing additional has to be done by the insured because they take plenty of sample when they take the initial biopsy. They're going to get a fingerprint of that tumor and see what is it the mutation that actually occurred. And don't let those words genomic sequencing bother you or be afraid of it. It doesn't, you can break it down very simply and just say genomic sequencing is a test that shows you the fingerprint of the tumor of the cancer that that the individual will have. And now by knowing what the fingerprint of that tumor is, they can marry up a treatment option that they have found to be very effective against that particular treatment because they know what the fingerprint is. Now, what is the benefits of this? The benefits is that the first chance you have at beating cancer is going to be your best chance. So why would I want to start, throwing darts at a wall, saying I'm going to try this or try that? Why wouldn't I want to get genomic sequencing? Take a look at the fingerprint. Let me know what is the treatment that I can get, and go down the right path initially. It's a phenomenal system, phenomenal testing that they do there for sure. But also as part of the benefit for TGen with Precision Care is that you get physician consultation from TGen. So now these are the guys that can read these actual results here and be able to communicate that with the oncologist and the insured if they want, and they can have that conversation, an honest, intelligent conversation about what's the best course of action. So that's what Precision Care is all about there. Now, 25% experimental treatment benefit, 25% cancer in situ benefit, Ask Mayo Clinic benefits. Those are all part of the Precision Care also. And you can also get a cancer benefit builder, which increases some benefit payouts. And then we also have child coverage rider, which each child, if a family chooses to get child coverage rider, each child will have a genomic sequencing benefit also as part of the cost of the child coverage. And then there's 3 options for return of premium options. Okay. So I want to throw out there for you because you're probably wondering, well, how can I compare Precision Care with a traditional cancer, heart attack, stroke plan? Well, the only way you can do it really is that if you do a cancer only coverage on your traditional cancer, heart attack, stroke, and understanding that the value of a genomic sequencing is about $10,000 when you Google. I did a Google search. I looked up average cost of genomic sequencing for cancer, and they told me gave me a number about $10,000. Now, it does not include physician consultation. So probably in reality, it's going to be, probably a little bit more than 10,000, but for simplicity purposes, let's just use 10,000. So now if I'm getting a $10,000 Precision Care product, okay, so now I know I need to get 10,000 at least with my traditional cancer plan, plus I got to account for my $10,000 genomic sequencing test. So now I got to add that onto that traditional cancer plan. So I'm looking at $20,000 a lump sum coverage I'm going to need to purchase with my traditional plan. At age 65, I can tell you that a $20,000 traditional lump sum cancer plan is going to cost around $60 a month. A Precision Care plan, as you can see on the screen there, is $36 for a female and $46 for a male. That's great. That's also on top of being able to get access to the best test in the country for genomic sequencing. It's also at a great value. So I'm going to also tell you too, I do not encourage anybody to go and replace cancer insurance whatsoever. Folks that have cancer insurance already in place, that's a great decision they made. They've already met their 2-year disability periods, the pre-X, everything. Keep what they have. If you want to talk to your existing cancer clients about our Precision Care because you think this genomic sequencing benefit is really, really cool, I encourage you to go out there for $15 a month. That's our minimum premium. And just say, hey, you know what? I came across this cancer plan that's unique. It's phenomenal. It gives, if you do get diagnosed with cancer ever, it'd be great for you to get this genomic sequencing from the best in the country for genomic sequencing. $15 a month. What do you think, Mr. and Mrs. Jones? Let's go for it, right? Please do not run around and cancel out the other existing coverages. Just add on to it $15 a month monthly premium there. Simplified applications. Our applications for cancer, for our cancer plans are about our 5-year lookbacks on the health questions. Pretty, it's going to be pretty standard fare there. And again, we can do paper apps and we can also do e-apps with these products also. So I know I went high level, but tgen.org, tgen.org, take a look at them. I think you'll find that they're a phenomenal group, and the testing that they provide for for folks is incredible. So it's just something for you to definitely look at, and I think it makes a lot of sense. Now, the next set of products we're talking about is short-term care. We have a couple of versions of short-term care. We have a nursing home version, which is called Recover Cash. That's available in a number of different states. And then we also have a home health care short-term care product, which has been wildly successful for GTL and for a lot of agents out there that are talking to their clients and cross-selling, because a lot of people out there don't really talk about long-term care, or if they do talk about it, they may have tried it and found out they couldn't qualify or couldn't afford it. And a lot of you guys have clients out there that take prescription drugs, right? So as you can see, as I'm talking here, you're checking off what's on the screen right now. And if you've got clients that can meet those, that have some or all of these check marks here, this is a great conversation for your clients, because when you're talking about our short-term home health care product, this is what our base plan looks like. You're going to have 3 plan options, plans A, B, and C. You're going to have the box on the left, which is going to be skilled care. And I'd call that the big box when I'm talking about it. And then the box on the right, upper right there, that's our home health care aid box. That's our little box. And then the box on the lower right, that's our RX box, okay? All 3 of those can make up the base plan. Can't pick one or the other. You got to get it all together. But once you choose a plan option, you got to follow that plan option throughout the program, okay? So plan A on the big box, that's $150 of daily maximum benefit. Plan B is $300 of daily maximum benefit. Plan C is $450 of daily maximum. Now, the big box benefit period is a 360-day benefit period. If you were to multiply 150 times 360, you're looking at $54,000 that can be had out of the Plan A on the big box only. Plan B would be $108,000. Plan C could get up to $162,000 just on the big box there, okay? And I'm gonna, we can definitely, take a look at some of our webinars and stuff. I'll be doing webinars on this, I'm sure too. But this is kind of high level right now. But as you can see, it's all skill care. Now you go to home health care aid, our little box, 40, 80, 120, depending on what plan you're on. The benefit period on the home care aid is 60 days. Okay, so now 60 days is the benefit period there. Multiply that out. You got, you can do this. We got the simple math, right? 2,400, 4,800, and 7,200. That's a 60-day benefit period. So that's, that's about home care aid. And then prescription drug benefits. This is where the plan becomes interesting. Now, for every script that your client fills, that's a generic drug, they're going to receive $10 per script fill. And if it's preferred name, it'll be $25, generic $10. Up to plan A, $300, plans B and C, $600 per calendar year. Okay, very easily. Now, the one thing I will point out for you, just so you're aware of this, is that the prescription drug benefit, there's no pre-X involved with that box only. Everything else has pre-X, but not that prescription drug benefit. So just, it's something that I think it's a good conversation for folks that are looking for short-term care, especially when today the people want to be treated at home versus going to facilities. This could be a good option for your clients to cross-sell. Doesn't matter, Med Sup, MA, our issue ages are from ages 61 to age 85. Simplified underwriting, very easy underwriting, guys. When you take a look at the app, it's a piece of cake. So it's something that's definitely worthwhile to see. Now, the other short-term care product, the Recover Cash. Now, this is our nursing home product. Very, before I forget to mention this about the home health care, the qualifications to get benefits are going to be 2 of 6 ADLs and a plan of care from their physician. Doesn't have to be hospitalized, just 2 of 6 ADLs. Just like here, the benefit qualifications for our Recover Cash product, 2 of 6 ADLs are cognitive impairment. Okay, that's what triggers a benefit. Now, what is the base benefit for a nursing home product? It's 3 levels of care: custodial, intermediate, and skilled care. You can go from $50 to $300 of benefit. You can do a 0-day elimination or a 20-day elimination period. You can choose from 30 to 360 days of benefit period. And your issue ages are from ages 40 to age 84. Why do I like Recover Cash? Why do I like short-term care product? The reason why I like this is because it gives you all 3 levels of care for the clients to be able to get access to benefits out of this program. It's not just about skilled care. So again, gives your clients a lot more flexibility. If I have a Med Sup client that's, I'd definitely be looking at providing at least a Recover Cash product at least for a 90-day benefit period, for a couple $100 of daily benefit, a zero elimination period. You'll probably find out at age 65, it's going to be somewhere in the neighborhood around $33 a month. And they'd be able to, so this way they don't have to worry about that 3-day hospitalization rule within 30 days and be admitted within 30 days in a skilled nursing facility. You can, because here you got custodial, immediate, and skilled care. Very important, big deal there. Also, as a rider, as a home healthcare rider, based on visits, they can choose $25, $50, or $75 per visit. They can choose between 90 or 180 visits. I mentioned earlier, I just mentioned, I think what I would look at for a MedSup client, $200 per day, 90-day benefit period, zero in. You're looking at about $33 or so a month at age 65. Very, very affordable. If I wouldn't be personally at age 65 or 70, I wouldn't be looking at inflation riders. I'd be looking at maybe going $250 a day of benefit or $300 a day of benefits. Just something to keep in mind there. From an underwriting perspective, simplified underwriting, quick yes/no applications, unisex rates, there's tobacco and non-tobacco rates. We will do an RX check and a PHI. We'll do an RX check and PHI if someone's 75 and above, but we do RX checks on all applicants on this Recover Cash product. I know I went through a ton of information and I'm almost done, I promise you. But something that I think is important, especially in today's day and age, is our e-app platforms. I'm going to talk about those and show you a quick video on that. The e-app platforms, we have a couple of them. We have a mobile device platform that you can download off of the App Store or Google Play. Just search up GTL e-app. You'll see a turquoise colored GTL logo there that pops up. Download it, and you can use that on your mobile device, your Apple phone, Android phone, tablet, iPad. And as long as you're connected if you're connected to the internet, you can take the application right there when you're in front of your client on your mobile app, and you can capture their signature right on the screen and then hit submit. Policy will be issued pretty quickly, right? Now, let's say you're not face-to-face with your client, then we have a web-based version at gtlic.com that I'll encourage you to go ahead and access, because that's for our web-based, our browser-based version. That if you're not a face-to-face with a client, you can either use our gtlic.com version. You see right there on the middle of the screen where it says Agent Login. You click on that. If you're a first-time user, set yourself up. Create your own username and password that works on both platforms. You don't have to know different username and passwords for each platform. They both work on the same platform. And then you're going to want to go in, get yourself set up, and then once you're registered, then you can go ahead and log in and be able to go ahead and quote and submit applications. Now, I'm going to play a video for you that takes about a minute. That'll show you how simple it is to run through our e-app platform. But what's on the video here is going to be about the web version. So it's a web-based version here, where the biggest difference again between web-based and going to be about the mobile app. The mobile app, you can capture signature up front. On our web version here, we're going to ask that you do you conference in a client and do a voice verification call. So and it takes about 2 minutes to complete, and we'll show you that here in just a second. There you go. All right, guys. So that's, I mean, I went super high level as best I could to still try to provide you with a lot of information on our products. Obviously, I didn't give you every single detail that the products have, but if you do have any questions about our plans, feel free to give us a call. Our sales support folks are more than happy to assist you with any questions at 800-323-6907. Also, by dialing that number, you could also get access to our underwriters. So there is an option to be able to get on new business, and then also customer service if you needed to have any customer service support for some reason there. But I do appreciate you taking the time today, and I thank you for to Pinnacle Financial and Rob for hosting today's webinar. Yeah, Pinnacle, like I mentioned at the very beginning, has been a great partner for me personally, but also for GTL. And they're very well versed in all of our products. And so if there's any questions, feel free to reach out to Pinnacle also, and they'll be able to assist you. So with that, I appreciate the time. And
once again, thanks a lot, Dimitri. I appreciate, I'm sure everyone on the call appreciates your time. As he said, feel free to reach out to us. We're always here to help. My job is training, so I'm always available. You can give me a call if you have any other questions, and if there's anything particular you're looking into, like commissions, availability, that type of thing, we could certainly get you involved with one of the sales directors for the market that can help you with that stuff. So with that being said, I'm going to stop it here, guys. I appreciate everyone's time, and we will continue to do stuff like this, and we look forward to having you guys jump on these calls with us. So thank you very much. Thanks, Dimitri. You guys have a great night.